Hey, what's up, guys? We're here back at the Winner's Wheel. This has become a home away from home for the last few episodes, so we've been on a little roll. Hopefully we can keep it up. As long as we can keep Ricardo off this broken wheel, I think we're going to be in a good place. This week we're going to be spinning for Secrets of Eternity, and I believe it is Crossed Souls. There's nothing really I'm looking for in either of these, but there's a lot of things that can go towards our Shadal deck if that's what we really want to do. I'm actually hoping to mix things up this week. Both these sets this week have a lot of really cool strategies in there. There's Cosmos, Magus Specters, the Clowns come in, which could be played in Shadal. But really, I don't know. We'll see what the wheels do. Worst case, we can play dolls again. Obviously, the Clowns are also common, so it should all be pretty easy to pull. But I have my eye on a couple of different archetypes this week, so hopefully we can get another playable deck and catch Ricardo off guard. First wheel, let's spin it. Secrets of Eternity. See how well we do. Hopefully we get something good out of this. Alright, secret rare. It's gotta be good, right? Let's check it out. Okay, so after going through the little section of secret rares here, there's not much I honestly want. A lot of it favors the Klee deck with the Monolith, which is a good card, and there's also the Soul Transition and then even Pot of Riches. A Wild Monster appeared. Yeah, and then of course there's more BA support. There's also a Nunku, and really, I mean, we already have the Nef Shadal fusion, so really it's between a Nunku and the Nef Shadal, but my Infernoid lineup was really bad, and I didn't hit any of the good spells as well, so I think for that reason, I guess I'll grab a second Nef Shadal fusion, I think? I mean, again, I'm not trying to really play dolls for a third week in a row. I'd like to change it up, but I guess I'll grab this. That way, in case we ever do go to the deck, or again, if our pulls are really bad, then I guess Nef Shadal will be at 2 for us now. Let's go to the next wheel.
Well, guys, unfortunately, I came up a little bit short last week, and as close as it was, it just came down to a couple of key cards. And I guess I can't be mad at it because, honestly, the Shadow deck's been performing really well, but hopefully I can move on from that this week. But before we do anything about this week, let's go ahead and finish up the wheels from last week's sets. First up, Secrets of Eternity. Not really sure if I want to pull anything from this set. I feel like I got pretty much everything I needed. But looks like I will be walking away with a rare. I don't think anything in this set's really going to do any good. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull a Lady Lapis. And I think that's probably the best possible rare I could get from this set.
Alright, wheel number 2. This is going to be for Crossed Souls. Again, nothing really that I have my eye on, but hopefully we can get something good out of this, and then we can move on to our opening. Okay, this time we got an Ultra Rare. Let's go check it out. Okay, so we're looking at the Ultra Rares here. Nothing crazy right off the bat that caught my eyes. There was the Deviati, which would have been funny because we could have got the Anunku, and then we'd have one of each of the boss monster, but again, my pulls were pretty weak, and I think the best thing I would have had going for me is maybe I'd be able to play some mill cards with it. I don't know. I passed on it last wheel, so I'm going to have to pass on this wheel, and like I said, my pulls were pretty weak anyway. As far as what else I see here, Lose One Turn is a pretty good floodgate, and I'd be very tempted to get it. But there's also Tellarknight Ptolemaeus, which it's banned, but there's not really... Okay, the ideal thing to do in the future here is when we get to Bosch, you'd use this to go into the Cyber Dragon Exceed, which we don't have access to because it's in a structure deck, but you'd use that and then you can go straight into Infinity. Now, I don't know off the top of my head if I have a way to abuse this, but I think it's too good to pass up, and who knows what I'll get in the future. So I'm going to go ahead and grab Ptolemaeus because it's a hell of a card. And whether or not we use it, I don't know, but I would hate to pass it up for a one of Lose One Turn on the off chance I might play it someday. So Ptolemaeus is going to the collection. Will it be played in the future? Hopefully. We'll see what happens. But, alright guys, I'll see you at the pack opener. This week I'm super juiced. Hopefully we can get some good pulls. Peace.
Next up is Crossed Souls, and really, I just want the Clear Wing. Anything else I don't think is going to help me. So, let's hope for the Clear Wing, but it looks like I'm getting another rare. Again, I'm not really sure if anything in here is good, so we're just going to go ahead and grab the Fright for Fusion. I don't think it's really going to do anything for me, but we'll see, I guess.
Alright, so for the first set of this week, Clash of Rebellions, very excited for this one because there is so much good support for a variety of things in this pack. There is a bunch of pendulum support that I'd love to get my hands on, primarily in the Luster Pendulum category, like Luster Pendulum, the Synchro, the Fusion. There's a lot of really great stuff in here. And with next set there being more pendulum stuff as well, I'd love to bag what I can out of here. There's also Cosmos in here. There's more Infernoid support. There's just a bunch of good stuff throughout. And really, I'm hoping by the end of this we can get a new deck to play. As much as I love playing Shaddolls, I would love to mix it up on Ricardo because, well, I'm pretty sure in his head he's thinking I'm going to play Shaddol this week because, I mean, who wouldn't? The deck's super powerful. And we will if we can't get a new deck. But let's open these 24 packs. First pack, starting it out with a Ghost Rare, we got the Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. Decent level 7 Synchro, or I'm sorry, decent rank 7 Exceed. But, you know, we'll see if we go into rank 7s, maybe in the Pendulum decks. There's also a Black Metal Dragon, which is pretty cool, but we don't have Red MD. Ricardo does, though, so that's pretty scary. There's some more Red Eye support, and this is probably the best card in this set. Okay, I lied. Chicken Game is insane. This is Upstart Goblin that's, well, every turn. It's banned, and hopefully we get a playset of this. It's a pretty good card.
Our first of the week is Clash of Rebellions, and this one introduces some brand new support for the Perform page. For the Perform Mage archetype, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to play it because we lacked a lot of the support earlier on, but maybe we can find a way to make it work. We also got some new Pendulum Magicians, which would be really great because, well, that free level 7 would be fantastic to have on the field. In addition, there's DDDs introduced in this set, and a couple other cards that, well, I don't think are going to do much for me, like the Cosmos, but maybe luck will be on our side and we can pull a nice little core. Here's pack number 1. Starting off with the Perform Mage Exceed, so not a bad sign for the pet-based stuff.
Okay, pack number 2, pretty dang good. We got a secret rare. We go Ghost and Secret. Tatsunoko is a pretty decent one. I mean, it's nothing crazy, but I think this is the game's first level 3 Synchro at the time, and it's a tuner as well, so pretty neat. Lets you Synchro summon from the hand, so pretty cool. Here's another good Performage, the Trapeze Magician. This one helps set up a lot of OTKs as well, so pretty dang good. Takes Spellcasters, so works, of course, with the Performages. Glad we have the one in the rare slot, and then, of course, there's another one of the chicken games. Love it. Oh, and here's Ignites. This would be a very cool deck to pull also if we really have no other Pendulum support going for us. Pretty decent. We'll see what happens.
We do get a Kaiju and a Metal Flare Dragon, which is pretty insane. Hopefully I pull the level 7s to make that easy.
Okay, here's our first Cosmo card. They're primarily in the rare slot, so I don't know. It's going to be a long shot really to hit this. I mean, we did do pretty good with the Dragon Rulers, but there's also some ultra rares in there as well. But Slip Rider is the spell and trap removal. All these ships let you float into other Cosmos that are lower level than it, so very cool to get this. It'd be ideal to at least get 2 of this. But yeah, we'll keep on going. There's Retaliating Sea as well. That's an amazing hand trap, especially against Ricardo's Shaddol Fusion. So I definitely think this would be something we're going to try to play this week if we get off dolls ourselves. And there's a second hat trick. Very awesome. Oh, and more Ignites.
Yeah, Cosmo Slip Rider. I don't know how good that's going to do me, honestly. We have to pull a lot of good Cosmos for that one to work out. We get the Forerunner. We get Damage Juggler, another Despot, a Performance Wolf, or whatever it's called.
Okay, here's the first generic good Pendulum support we've got here. Magical Abductor gets a spell counter every time a spell card's played. When you get 3, if it's on the field, you can search a level 1 spellcaster, and if it's in the scale, you can search any Pendulum card. So this is pretty dang good. We'd love to get a playset, but it is a rare. And there is our first Trick Clown, the perfect light target for our Shaddol deck. Special summons it for free by paying 1,000 life points. And that's our playset of Chicken Game. Pretty good.
A Brilliant Fusion.
Oh, okay, hey, there's a Kaiju. The first Kaiju that's actually pretty decent. I think next set actually has Gamma Seal, which is pretty cool. But this is just going to be great to add to the deck. Generic removal for any problem card. If Ricardo ever gets on a deck that's just puts up a monster that I cannot deal with, I'm going to be very glad that I have access to this. Pretty cool.
A Fire Kaiju. Another Forerunner. Another Slip Rider.
Okay, another Kaiju, that's awesome, and our second Damage Juggler. We still have about 5 more packs, so hopefully we can get the third. Okay, Red Eyes Fusion, if only I had a Red Eyes, and Magical Abductor, that's our third, and yeah, I mean, more Ignites, I guess, but this pack's pretty hilarious. We're not going to have a Dragoon, but we have been opening some side sets here and there, so, who knows? Maybe we might get a shot at it. That'd be pretty funny. This opening was pretty amazing. We got a playset of Chicken Game. We started strong with the Ghost and the Secret. We got the one Trapeze to go with our playsets of all the clowns. We only got one Slip Rider, so, it doesn't really look like we're going to be playing Cosmos, unfortunately, which I really wanted to, especially since there's more support in the next set we're about to open. But hey, I can't complain. We got a playset of Abductor. We got a playset of Retaliancy, playset of Pianissimos. Really, we got everything in the low rarity slots that we wanted. And we even got a Red Eyes Fusion with the Fusion Monster, which is hilarious. So, all right, I'll see you guys at the next pack. Gonna save this one up. I'm super juiced.
Some pretty good pulls this week. Unfortunately, the Fire Kaiju isn't really the best because it's kind of beefy, but it's a Kaiju. We get a bunch of Slip Runners. I'm not sure how good that's going to do me. We got a bunch of Performer Pal stuff. I'm just not sure if we have enough to make the deck playable. Unfortunately, we didn't pull the level 7 Pendulum Editions. We did, however, pull a Brilliant Fusion, which is pretty insane. We'll see how much we can do with this, but man, that is one hell of a card to pull here. We also got a bunch of Chicken Games. Not sure if I want to use those because I'm not sure if I hit myself, but we'll see. We got a Ignister Prominence and 2 Metal Flare Dragons, Flare Metal Dragons, which is insane. Some Marksmans, and then the Trapeze Magician. Overall, I think this is about as good as this open could get. Hoping to get that same luck in Dimension of Chaos.
All right, pack 2 this week, Dimension of Chaos. A lot of good stuff in here, too. Both these sets have just a lot of really good generic stuff, but also there's some more archetypes I'd love to get my hands on. There's more Ignites, there's, I believe, more Infernoids, and there's also Cosmos, which we missed out on. There's some more Pendulum support, but really, to be completely honest, what I'm after here is Magispector Kirin. Card's amazing, non-targetable. The whole archetype actually is non-targeting, so it's fairly low rarity. I believe the bulk of the deck is common. Kirin's a rare, and then Bumbuku and the other trap, I think it's Tornado, is ultra. So I'm not banking on hitting the ultras, but if I could get a pile of all the low rarity stuff and Kirin's, I actually think we would have a playable deck. So let's see what we can get. Very excited for this. First pack, let's flip it up. And there's our first Plush Fire. We'd love to get a playset, even though we don't have Luster Pendulum to truly abuse it. And more Ignites, pretty cool.
Our second set of the week is Dimension of Chaos, and this one is still pretty loaded. A lot of DD support, but really the card I'm after more than anything is the Scarlight Dragon, because of course I am a Synchro fanboy. Here we go, pack number 1, starting things off with a DD Contract and not much else. We do get the Kepler, which is actually pretty good, and the Plush Fire.
Okay, pack number 2. Okay, here's pretty good. This is Magispector Cyclone. This is one of the spell cards that you can basically target a monster on the field and destroy it by attributing a wind spellcaster, which is kind of what the deck revolves around. And there's Tempest. This is basically Solemn Strike for the deck as well. Very cool. Just need some more monsters.
We do get the Scarlight Dragon 3 packs in, so I'm happy. Everything else is plus. We get another copy of this gate over here. Hopefully we pull a good DDD core.
Oh, okay. More Kaijus. That's awesome. There's Gameciel. So now we have Gameciel, Dugaround, and 2 of the Bug Kaiju. I forget its name, but that's pretty dang good. Very awesome. And there's also another Fox. Very happy about that.
We get everyone's favorite Kaiju, Gameciel, and it's everyone's favorite because it's the weakest and easiest to get over. Another gate. Hopefully I get another Kaiju, honestly.
Hey, okay, this is a heck of a pack. We got Magispector Storm, which is a decent spell card for the Magispectors. Again, searchable by Yada, which we just pulled. This is the Spell Searcher, similar to Fox. There is another Gameciel. These Kaijus are loving us this week. And, well, Magispector Paladin. This is generic rank 4 that requires 2 Pendulums that searches any Pendulum in the deck. So very, very awesome card to add to the collection.
We get this little Gradle thing that I don't want to look at. We get another Cosmo.
Okay, more Kaijus. Crazy. We also got another Tempest. Very glad about that. And some just good generic DD support.
A giant Parafish. I guess now I have a target for my Yazi. We get the Wave King Caesar. Honestly, I wasn't really planning on DDDs being in any way good for me this week, but I don't know, maybe it's time to put on my big brain hat and just figure out how the hell to read.
Oh, that's a good one. Tornado, an amazing trap, searchable by Fox. Hopefully we can get some more support where he got, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 packs left and still no Kieran. So my fingers are crossed, but, you know, we got time. Oh, back-to-back Ghost Rares. There is Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend, a great generic level 8. It's a board wipe. This card's pretty insane, and, well, you know, back-to-back Ghost Rares in these boxes is pretty dang good. Especially this one. This one's pretty insane. Ooh, super rare DDD Duo Dawn King Kaliga. It's pretty insane, especially you use some of the rank up magic tricks that this card is really known for. Hey, there it is. Kieran, yes. Okay, we got one Kieran, and that's our third Yada. Very happy about that. We still need some more stuff, but I think with what we got, I think I can make it work. That is our third plush fire for sure, maybe more, but very happy with this. Would love to bag another Kieran. Obviously, I want a Bambuku, but yeah, all in all, pretty happy. More Kaijus. I'm telling you, these Kaijus love us. This is awesome. So, all in all, nothing like completely crazy, but we have a decent Magispector core here. I don't know the exact ratios. I think we have one Cyclone, and surprisingly, I think we only have one Storm as well, which was a common. So that's kind of a bummer. We only have 2 spells. Doesn't really help us in the spell category, but I do believe we have at least 2, maybe 3 of the Tempest. I know we got the Tornado, which is going to be really great removal. It's a banish, kind of like a Karma Cut, but by tributing a Wind Spellcaster. So the Fox is going to be amazing. We got the one Kieran. We also got the Nekomana to search anything in the end phase. And then we also hit the rank 4, which is really great at searching any pendulum. So I'm very happy about this because this can get us easy access to our Kieran if we have rank 4s to go into. And yeah, we got a bunch of Kaijus. We got the Archfiend, some Horn of Heavens. Yeah, really, this is just pretty solid. Again, it's not perfect as far as it could have been, but with what I got, I think it's pretty dang good. Very excited for this week. Got a lot of options. I'll look at DDs. I'm going to look at Magispectors. Going to look at Ignites as well. There is a lot on the table I can roll with. And yeah, I'll see you guys at the deck builder. Peace.
Not a bad opening. We got a bunch of DD support. We got our Gamma Seal, some great Magispector cards, a bunch of Despot stuff, some plush fires, again, more Magispector stuff, which honestly might be kind of interesting this week. Sphere Karibo, I think I got placements of every one of the DDD spell and traps. And extra deck wise, we pulled a bunch of Despot Jets, but most importantly, we pulled 2 Scarlights and a Wave King Caesar. We also pulled a Raid Raptor, which I don't think I can do anything with, but the Caesar and the Scarlight are giving me some ideas. It's going to be interesting. A couple options I think are open. I'm not sure how viable they're going to be because we're missing a lot of support here and there, but that's the nature of the progression series. But that being said, it is time to build.
Alright guys, so this is the deck we're bringing this week. Construct is actually banned, which isn't a big deal because we could still play the 1, but I really wanted to pivot away from the dolls this week because I figured Ricardo would either be playing the same deck again or at least expecting me to bring it. So this week I thought we had a pretty dang good Magispector core. Alongside these Performapals and Performages, I thought I could make a fairly decent Pendulum deck, at least for what we have access to at the time. For those of you who don't know, Performapals are a pretty dang cool engine, and they're really good at making rank 4s, which we are going to abuse with a common Exceed we've had for a while, King of the Feral Imps, which we will get into in a sec, but basically this is a way to either spam Exceeds or help us complete our scales. For the Magispectors, of course, we have the one Kieran. This is the boss monster of the deck. We have really 2 or 3 ways we can search into this. One, of course, being the Nekomata, which is basically a Scarm for the deck on normal or special. During the end phase of the turn, it can search any one of our Magispectors. We also have access to the Master Paladin in the extra deck, which similarly is like Scarm. In the end phase, you can add any Pendulum monster from your deck to hand. And of course, we also have the Wavering Eyes, where I can destroy 2 scales and then add a Pendulum from my deck to hand. So pretty decent ways to get into it. Is it the most consistent? No, but we do have ways to get into it. Technically, Rescue Hamster is also a way because it gets us 2 level 4s very easily as long as one is in the extra, which again gets us access to the Paladin. In case you don't know, all these Magispectors have the same effect where they cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects, which is really amazing because, well, Ricardo is been on a lot of board wipes. He's been on a lot of targeting cards like Effect Veiler. So these inherently are going to play around a lot of different things. Probably the scariest things, though, are going to be Solemn Judgment, Solemn Warning, and of course Vanity's Emptiness. But again, other than that, these cards are pretty dang useful, and then Kieran is obviously a very great out to any of those Shadal monsters or any extra deck monster in general. Like I said, we have the Nekomata, which is the Skarm. We also have 3 copies of Yada, which is the spell searcher for the deck. We don't have a good spell lineup, but it is a high scale, so I figured might as well max it out. We have 3 of the Fox, which is the trap searcher of the deck, so hands down this is the best one in the deck because we have a lot of traps to search. Also, it's a low scale, so that's pretty useful as well. After that, we have 3 Performance Damage Juggler. This card is really amazing. It can discard itself to save you from taking battle damage whenever your opponent attacks, but really the best part is its graveyard effect where you can banish it to add any performance from deck to hand. This is really great at setting up Exceed plays because we have Hat Tricker and we also have Trick Clown, but also it helps us search into any of our high or low scales if we need it as well, which again we'll talk about in a sec. But the cool thing about this rank 4 engine is whether it's the Performance engine searching a high or low scale or our King of the Feral Imp searching our high or low scale, this deck can set up our scales fairly easily as long as we have rank 4 plays. Hat Tricker is an amazing level 4 monster. If there's ever 2 or more monsters on the field, it can special summon itself freely, which is pretty easy to set up in this deck, and of course going second, Ricardo's going to have monsters as well. We have 2 Performance Trick Clown. This is a very good monster. Whenever it's sent to grave, you can pay 1,000 to bring it back. It's once per turn, so you got to manage it pretty well, but at the end of the day, it is a free level 4 body that we can recur to set up a lot of Exceed plays. After that, we have 2 copies of Plush Fire. We could easily be playing 3 of this card, but I don't have a consistent way of popping this, and what it does is whenever it's destroyed, I can special summon any performance from the deck. Since we don't have the Draco Pal portion of the engine, really the only way I'm popping this is with my Spell and Trap cards, or if Ricardo pops it himself. So for that reason, I figured 2 is decent enough, because again, it's a high scale that's searchable off of the Damage Juggler, and there are the utility moments that can help us spam the field. After that, we have 1 Mirror Conductor. This card is pretty decent. It's a level 4, it's a spellcaster, which is really relevant for our Reptile package. But the main thing is it's a low scale that's searchable with the Juggler, and in addition it does have a pretty cool effect where I can target a monster on the field and its attack and defense become equal to the attack and defense of whichever one is the lowest. So hypothetically, if Stardust is on the field with 2,000 attack or with 2,500 attack and 2,000 defense, if I target Stardust, its attack will now become 2,000. So that's pretty cool. Like I mentioned, we are playing a little reptile package. First is the Performable Lizard Draw, followed by the Part Naga. One's a high scale, one's a low scale. Technically, I could get the draw effect off of the Lizard Draw if I do accomplish getting both in the scale, which is very possible. Again, the deck searches reptiles very, very easily. Their effects are semi-relevant. This one, again, modifies the attacks of one of your monsters for the Performance Pals you control, and this really just lets you draw if specifically Part Naga is in the extra deck. These aren't searchable with the Juggler because those are Performage, not Perform with Pal. But again, being reptiles makes it to where with King of the Feral Imps, this is another easy way to get a high or low scale. Lizard Draw is our highest scale at scale 6, but that's still not good enough to summon Kieran. So really the only actual way we're going to be summoning Kieran is only by tribute summoning it. So this might be a little awkward, but we are going to be pendulum summoning every turn. We do have a lot of monsters that throw themselves on the field freely. But, you know, it's only 1 Kieran anyway, so it's not like our deck is revolved around it. But at the end of the day, normal summoning this is going to be a little inconvenient, but I really just don't have any good high scales if I'm completely honest. After the scale reptiles, we are playing 3 Gigabyte. This is basically equivalent to Hat Tricker, not with 2 or more monsters, but if ever I have a spellcaster, I can throw it on the field for free. This really comes up all the time because 99% of our monsters are spellcaster outside of our reptile package and this hamster. So again, very similar to Hat Trick, it's very easy to get multiple rank 4s on the field. And again, we could just search it with King of the Feral Imps, and if we have a Hat Tricker or a Trick Clown or a Juggler as a material, it's very easy to start spamming more level 4s and then spamming this from hand. Again, you can put 2 King of the Feral Imp up pretty easily and then end with searching a scale. So that way you not only get a bunch of bodies on the field, but you can also complete your scales to pendulum summon. The last real monster we have is the Rescue Hamster. This is kind of a last minute addition. I was just looking for something else I could add. If ever I have specifically Fox or Yada in the extra deck, I can banish it to summon 2 copies of the same name from the deck. Will it come up? I don't know. It is searchable, like I mentioned, and it only works on normal summon, not pendulum summon, but I could put it in the scale and banish it and add 2 of the same name from the extra deck to hand. So again, specifically 2 Fox or 2 Yada. I guess technically I could add 2 Plush Fire as well, but will it come up? Who knows, but I'm glad I have it. It is technically a free rank 4. Last monster is Max C. It's not searchable or anything in this deck, but it's a god card, so we have to play it. Moving on to the spells, we have 1 Magispector Cyclone and 1 Magispector Storm. Cyclone is one that actually is interactive. It's a quick play. I can tribute a Wind Spellcaster to target a monster Ricardo will control and destroy it. This is basically what the deck revolves around. Your spells and traps all tribute Wind Spellcasters to do something. In this case, like I said, it's a quick play that will destroy a card, so it's a pretty good interaction, especially going first turn Yada. Lets you search the quick play, and that way you know for sure you have a decent interruption. The cool thing about this deck is every turn you're technically pendulum summoning these guys, so even though we only have 2 spells, which is pretty unfortunate, if we get into Fox, we can start searching traps every turn, which are really amazing. The other spell we have is Storm, which is just a normal spell, but it is good removal. Tribute a Wind Spellcaster to target a monster Ricardo controls, and shuffle it into the deck. So very similar to something like Wing Blast, but instead of putting it on the top, shuffles it back. Great removal for extra deck monsters, so I'm glad we have this for the deck. For the last tech spell cards, we have 1 Wavering Eyes. We actually only pulled the 1 even though it's a common. This is again just a rota for the deck, and if Ricardo happens to be on Pendulum, this could be a blowout card. We have Heavy Storm and MST. Warning and Judgment sound very scary to me, and Vanity's Emptiness, so I want to make sure I have outs to it. Not only that, this does technically combo with the Plush Fire, so I'm glad we have those in here for that. We also have 3 Upstart Goblin. We're going to keep playing this as long as it's at 3. It's going to give Ricardo life points, but at the end of the day, I'm trying to see my combo pieces. For the trap lineup, we have 3 Magispector Tempest. This is basically Solemn Strike. It can't stop cards like Shaddoll Fusion, because that's not an inherent summon, but if ever a monster would be special summoned, or an effect is activated, well, a monster effect, I can tribute a Wind Spellcaster to negate the summon or activation and destroy it. So again, Solemn Strike, but instead of paying 15, I got to tribute a Wind Spellcaster. After that, we have the 1 Tornado. Lucky we pulled this. It's a great ultra rare. Would have loved to have been Buku, but it is what it is. Tribute a Wind Spellcaster to target a monster Ricardo controls and banish it. Great little Karma Cut card, especially with the Shaddoll monsters running around. This is a great way to get them off the field. That way Ricardo can't recycle Shaddoll Fusion. After that, we just have a couple of good stuff. Traps, Solemn Judgment, just great right now, especially if he's on Pendulum, but really at the end of the day, I just wanted to play cards that can stop Shaddoll Fusion because I am going to have basically extra deck monsters on the field all the time, especially with Pendulum summoning. We got the Warning for a very similar purpose, and the Vanity's Emptiness, a god card for the format. I'm sure we're going to ban this card eventually, but for now, while we have it, I'm going to play it. Moving on to the extra deck, like I said, the key to this deck is King of the Feral Imps. We're going to be playing 3 of it. This is just, again, detached to search any reptile in the deck. Very easy to just do something like summon a level 4, special another level 4, detach, get the King of the Feral Imps. If you detach something like the Juggler or the Trick Clown will summon itself, or Juggler can search a Hat Tricker, making it to where you can summon the Hat Trick, and then also if you search the Gigabyte, then you can special that alongside it because it's a spellcaster. Blah, 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 bunch of monsters, bunch of spellcasters. Very easy to just throw monsters on the field, and at the end of the day, we're just trying to complete our scales so that way we can consistently pendulum summon every turn. That way we can constantly get our spells and traps online. After that, we have the 1 Paladin. Like I said, in the end phase, it will search any pendulum we need. It does bring back some of your Draco Slayer monsters, but we didn't pull any, so, it is what it is. We got 1 Trapeze Magician. This is really good at setting up OTKs. You basically target a monster, and it can attack twice. Very crazy, especially since 80% of the monsters in our deck are Spellcaster. We got the 1 Dweller. Of course, it's a god card. Our 1 101 Silent Honor Arc. Great removal, especially with what Ricardo's been playing recently. We got the Rhapsody for like a DD Crow effect. It can also equip itself like Armory Arm, so that's pretty cool. We have Ragna Zero, very good against like Fire Fist if he decides to go back on that. But there is actually a world where I can target Ricardo's monsters with my Conductor, modify its attack and defense, and then go into Ragna Zero to pop it and draw a card. So this is actually live pretty consistently in this deck because this card is very searchable. After that, we have a little Utopia package, of course, Utopia. Then we have Utopia Prime, which you could throw on top of this. The effect may or may not come up, but if Ricardo's life points is at least 3,000 life points higher than mine, you can detach 3 materials from it, and you can destroy all special summon monsters on the field, and then you get to burn them for 300 for everything that's been banished. It does reduce my life points to, I believe, like 10 life points or something crazy. I don't remember, but yeah, you have to have 10 life. so that your life points are 10. Yeah, again, I don't know if we're going to go into this or not, but it is an option. Alongside the Utopia Array, this is just another way, especially after this, your life points are going to be extremely low, so I don't know if the combo will come up, but it's pretty cool. We have the new Ptolemaeus added to the extra deck. It takes only 2 level 4s, but it's 2 or more. When you have 3 or more materials, you can use its effect as a quick effect to detach and special summon any monster that's 1 rank higher on top of it, and you get to use it and the materials on it as materials. So that's pretty cool. I don't really have a great Exceed pull, but I do have 1 rank 5 that I think is pretty neat, and that is Raid Raptor Blaze Falcon. And what this basically can do is it can attack Ricardo directly as long as it has an Exceed material. It's kind of small at 1,000, but if ever it does damage, I can destroy a card Ricardo controls. Pretty neat, but the main thing that I love about this card is its second effect, where once per turn, I can detach an Exceed material and destroy as many special summon monsters Ricardo controls as possible, and if I do, I get to burn them for 500 for each monster. So it's basically a Raigeki, I guess. It's pretty crazy. It's almost like the Red Archfiend Synchro we pulled, and but it's a rank 5, so again, it'll have like 3 materials on it as well, so we can do it over and over if we really need to. I mean, it's once per turn, but you get the point. You could blow up the field, then attack directly. You could pop another card. This card's actually pretty cool. I don't know if this combo is going to come up, but, it's there, and it's pretty dang funny. After that, we do have 1 more rank 5 just in case. It's the Shark Fortress. Detach a material, and you can target a monster on the field. It can make 2 attacks. Very similar to the Trapeze, so I feel like if I'm making this to make this, really might as well be better just to make the Trapeze to save resources. But you never know, I might have 3 level 4 monsters that are not the Spellcaster type, so I might be forced to go that line. But, these are the best rank 5s I got, so I'm going to play them while I got them. For the side deck, it's a little bit different. We got 3 Retaliating Sea from the new opening. Very glad we have this because it's specifically great against Shaddoll Fusion. If anybody activates a spell card that would special summon a monster, you can special from the hand, and then basically while it's on the field after that, it's a Macro Cosmos. Does kind of conflict with the pendulums, but we could just use it to exceed, and this alone is going to be very frustrating for any of Ricardo's graveyard-based decks, so I'm sure he's going to want to get over it. And the beautiful part is if he does get over it, I can search Max C with it, so that's pretty dang crazy. We got 2 DD Crow to deal with any graveyard things. We got double Kaijus, which is really just there to out any problematic monster that my deck might struggle with, because again, these guys are kind of tiny, so it'd be nice to have, especially if Ricardo's on Kieran himself. It's going to be very difficult to get over that. Not only that, speaking of Kieran, this combos with Kieran pretty hilariously, where I can tribute Ricardo's monster, bounce it and the Kieran back to hand, and then tribute another monster. So I have more Kaijus, so maybe I could consider playing more. But I think I want to see what Ricardo's on first and then kind of go from there. We got 1 Denko Sekka. We can't Pendulum Summon it, but it's just a solid normal summon, especially if Ricardo's on a bunch of traps. We got double MST for a back row deck alongside the Denko. We got the Raigeki for more board wipes. Confiscation to rip a card out of Ricardo's hand when we're going first. Dimensional Fissure, which is another good card, kind of similar to Retaliating Sea for any graveyard-based deck, and it doesn't affect us because our monsters are not going to go to grave, really. We have 1 Trap Dust Shoot. It's, again, similar to Confiscation. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. And the last card is Soul Drain. This is probably better than DeFi, because really this does have its conflictions with my deck, but, at the end of the day, I don't know if I'll ever side it in or not, but I just want the options in case Ricardo's on something crazy. And again, pay 1,000 life points and negates the effects of all monsters in the grave and banish. So, pretty dang good. Again, nothing too crazy here. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I don't know how this deck's going to perform, but just doing a couple of test hands here on Dueling Book, it actually can do what I'm saying pretty consistently. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to what Ricardo has and the interactions he throws at me, because this deck is fairly linear, but again, it can throw a lot of bodies on the field. I'm very excited to see how this performs, and again, I'd love to get another win. I know Ricardo's definitely going to try to change it up, but I don't know, the construct at 1 for us, I mean, it's irrelevant for him because I believe he only has 1 construct, so who knows? Maybe he'll stick with dolls this week. Maybe he'll mix it up. There is so many things that came out of these 2 sets. He could be on Cosmo, and I can be very, very scared about that. I actually didn't put anything in the side except for the Gamma Seals for that deck. So we'll see what happens. Very excited either way. I guess I'll pass it to Ricardo, and he'll show you what he's on.
Copium. Our deck this week is a Cosmo Pile deck. We got enough Cosmo support that I could actually use it, but not enough to make a pure deck, which is a shame because I really would have loved to use it. I could have played Shadows this week. It probably would have been my best bet, but we've been on Shadows for like 2 or 3 weeks now, and as much as I enjoy playing the deck, and as much as fun as the Shadow Mirrors have been, I don't want the game to get stale on us, and we gotta change it up. I'm sure Justin is probably on Shadows because, of course, it's for a deck. But given how his pools might be going, it's very easy for him to switch up on me, and that's one thing he loves to do. So hopefully, my deck's well equipped enough to handle whatever comes my way. But this week, we are definitely going to feature the Cosmos. Starting things off, we have Plague Spreader and Bulb as my graveyard tuners, BLS because the Cosmos are dark and light, Destroyer as our biggest Cosmo, followed up by Forerunner and then the double Slip Riders. One Cyber Dragon because one, it's splashable, two for 1 second, it's always a nice body. And then we got our triple Cosmo Wicked Witch as our main level 4 starter for the deck. Next up we have Cosmotown because of course we're playing Cosmos and this is one of the most important cards of the deck. Small Shadow package here. I don't know if Justin's on Shadows, I'm not on Shadows, but just having the package available is really nice. Of course I'm playing the Lightsworn, so their graveyard effects are pretty easy to set off. We are playing the one Shadow Fusion, so I can still use them myself. Of course I have access to Dark, Lights, and Earths in the deck, so got a couple options, and of course we're running Super Poly on the side, so the Shadows are always a live threat. Next we got a small Psychic Tuner package here with Mind Master and Commander. We have E-Telly. Unfortunately we only have the one, so I can't really do much with it outside of using these guys. Hopefully at some point we manage to get our hands on a Farm Girl so that we can use E-Telly on that as well. But right now just having 2 tuners available to me at all times is a very nice idea. One Summoner Monk alongside our Raiden for easy rank 4 or rank 8 access, our one Witch of Black Forest for search power, and then the rest of our Lightsworn package in one Lila and double Raikou. Spell lineup is pretty standard: Monster Reborn, Premature. This week we get lucky and we get double charge, so our deck is sure to be milled out like crazy. One Raigeki, one Heavy, our Scapegoat for free token fodder, one MST in the main, Shadow Fusion to make use of our little Shadow package, one Allure Darkness for draw power. Of course, it's always a risk with this deck because we don't have 1,000 darks. We got a nice little mix. But it's worth it at times, and the deck just lacks draw power. I mean, sure, we're milling a lot, but we're not drawing a lot. So, next we got the one Allure for draw power, one Torrential, one Mirror Force. Onto the traps we got Torrential Tribute, Mirror Force, and Wing Blast as our staples. Wing Blast is debatable, but it's an easy way to get rid of problematic Exceeds monsters, and of course, the ever problematic Stardust Dragon. On to Soul and Judgment and Soul Warning and Bottomless. These cards are all at 1. I wish I had more, but every now and then I just look at Soul and I think that it's cost me way more games than it's won me. So, I got some issues with the old man. Onto the side deck we got double Super Poly because if I can get a Shadow on the field and get rid of any one of Justin's monsters, I will definitely take that offer. One World Decree. I don't think Justin's going to be playing anything trap heavy, but of course, it's here just in case. Luckily, we pulled one Gamma Seal. I would have loved to have 2 or 3 of this one, but, I'll take the one. Alongside the Fire Kaiju, it's not bad, again, Gamma Seal is the way to go, and unfortunately we just pulled the one, but we'll make do. Dark Hole from Mass Monster Removal. Double MST, in case the one Heavy and one MST in the main deck aren't enough. Double Penguin Soldier, because this gets around cards like Silent Honor 101, and Zen Mains. Mostly Zen Mains. I really hate Zen Mains. Card Destruction. It's a card that I'm really iffy on. On one hand, I need to be able to speed up my deck. On the other hand, depending on what Justin's playing, it might help him out a little more than it helps me. So it's in the side deck just in case. We'll see what Justin's playing. This card might not see play. This might card be the MVP. It can never really tell with it. Dust Tornado, just in case the other spell trap removers aren't enough. Of course, if Justin's on Pendulum, this card will be very nice to have. And if I can force out a Super Poly, that's a little nice bonus. Triple DD Crow, we're starting to get to that point in the game. Of course, Shadows have been a huge issue for the last couple of weeks, so if I can just knock them out of the grave before they're able to be used for fusion targets, then I think DD Crow will be doing its job. On to our extra deck, we got our Shadow lineup like always, our generic Android, our Black Rose, our Yazi, Arcanite because of course we have access to level 4 spellcasters for easy synchro monster materials, one Michael, our Stardust Dragon, Starlight, which is brand new to the deck. Of course, the easiest way for me to make it is with the Summoner Monk and the Raiden. This card is a great board wipe, and I'm very happy to have pulled it. Next we got Crimson Blader, and this card's been coming in the clutch, and I've just been whiffing it. So it's my bad. It's my fault for this card's failures. Amazing card. It shuts down a lot of strategies right now. Man, attack the token. And in our last slot we got Silent Honor Arc. Great Exceeds monster. It's one of my only answers to a lot of just the problematic monsters, specifically things like Zen Mains. I'm really looking forward to this duel. I could have played Shadows, and as I do this deck profile, I'm just like, man, Shadows would be so easy, but we've seen enough Shadows. Ignore these. We've seen enough Shadows. That being said, it is time to duel.
Here we are, Justin, another week, and I'm not really sure how I feel about your sleeves. Is that that's some foreshadowing, or
I don't know, bro. I thought I just thought I'd mix it up this week. I know I've been rocking the breaker sleeves after all. Thought I had to change things up.
am I going to be taking a trip to Oz here, or are you just playing the mind games early?
I don't know, man.
I don't know how your pulls went. Mine were all over the place. A lot of good archetypes introduced in these past 2 sets.
Yes.
Which also meant a lot of scattered support. Hoping I pulled together the best I could here.
That's kind of how I felt too. It was like a little bit of random stuff, and I knew coming into this episode there was a lot of potential to get a new deck, and a lot of it is low rarity as well, which is kind of nice. But I mean, there are a couple of really nice decks that do require some high rarity cards. So with a little luck, one of us could walk out with a decent deck. We've been on dolls, though, and honestly, the ban list puts Construct at 1 for us. It's banned now, but, it's not really a big deal for you because you only had the 1. But for me, now Construct, you don't get to play the 2. But, we'll see what I went with this week.
Yeah.
Who knows?
It should be interesting. It's gonna be an interesting one. So, here we go.
All right. Okay.
Always with the rock.
Hey, there we go. Okay, I think I'm gonna go first.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to main phase 1.
Yeah.
I didn't know how this is gonna work, honestly. Hopefully we can get there. Let's start off with Upstart Goblin.
Yeah.
I can't get over this. All right, so this is going to be very, very simple play. I really don't have a lot going for me. I'm going to start off with normal summoning Magispector.
Magispectors.
All right, so this one on normal or special allows me to grab a spell card. In this case, I'm going to add Cyclone to hand.
Yeah. Magispectors. This is not...
Well, all I've got after that is a mystery card back row. And I'm going to pass the turn.
All right, here we go. Not the card I wanted to see. Man, this is rough. I'm going to set one set of mystery card, and in the classic progression T set, I will pass.
Okay. Starting turn. Well, I guess we can start getting a little aggressive here now. I guess. Let's start off with a normal summoning Damage Juggler.
Oh, yeah, that is fine.
Alright, and next is going to be Special Summon Hat Tricker.
Yeah, not what I wanted to see myself against this week.
And I'm going to Exceed Summon.
Yeah.
I'm going to go into King of the Feral Imps.
Yeah.
And I'll detach this Damage Juggler to search a reptile.
Yeah.
Alright, so I think in this case, I'm just going to add myself a Lizard Draw to hand.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I'm going to use the Graveyard effect of Damage Juggler to search a Performance.
Yeah. I think I know a Charmander when I see one.
I'm going to go ahead and add Trick Clown to hand.
Yeah.
Next, I got a couple things I can do, but I think I'm going to go ahead and activate Magispector Storm.
Oh, yeah, that is a problem.
Yeah, so that lets me target a monster you control and shuffle it into the deck.
Yeah.
And next, we're going to try for the series' first Pendulum Summon. Got anything in response to my scales?
I think I gotta let this go through.
Okay, scales are good, so we're going to Pendulum Summon.
Yeah.
Bring out your Yada, and I'm going to bring out that Trick Clown.
Yeah.
Alright, next I will perform another Exceed Summon.
Yeah.
And wouldn't you know it, we're going to go into another King of the Fair Lamps.
I think here I have no real choice. I will activate Wind Blast.
Oh, okay.
And I'll target one of your Fair Lamps and give away what I'm playing this week by sending the Slip Rider to grave.
Oh, it's funny I put these sleeves on to kind of try to throw you off, but all right, that's actually a very scary matchup because, not being able to target is kind of annoying. But okay, so that goes to the extra deck, and Trick Clown will hit the grave, so
Yeah.
I'll pay 1,000 to bring it back. This is one of my favorite little engines of all time. I don't know what it is about it, but it's just so good. Next, Special Summon Hat Tricker.
Jesus. Yeah.
And we will Exceed Summon. Now, I guess now that I know you're on Cosmo, it's kind of scary because I don't really have the best extra deck cards to deal with that. I'm gonna go into Utopia because I really don't want you to run over my King of the Fair Lamps.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We'll go to battle, and I'll swing with Imp.
What was that, 48?
Yes, and in total 48.
Yeah, that's unfortunately good.
All right, and I'll pass.
Here we go. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and start off by normal summoning Raiden. And
Okay.
we're going to activate the effect to mill 2.
Sounds good.
Well,
Not the worst. That is pretty free. We ain't got no Halki Fibrak, so I don't know what that gets you.
that is rough.
I'm so confused by your deck.
I am too. I got no real choice. That Utopia and King F are gonna run over anything I do regardless, so we're gonna have to special summon Bull via its own effect, and I will mill.
Okay.
Ooh.
Whoa, we're playing the kitchen sink this episode. Okay.
Yo, we're playing Cosmo Pile, bro. And I'm gonna go ahead and activate Monster Reborn.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And I will special summon the Slip Rider.
Yep, that's good.
And on summon, we'll go Slip Rider and attempt to pop this back row. And let's go to battle and bait out this Utopia.
Alright, I will negate the attack
Yep.
and then activate Trick Clown and pay 1,000.
Yeah. No real choice here, but head into the end phase, where Raiden will mill an additional 2 cards.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
And there I will end the turn.
Alright, starting turn. Huh, that's a good one. Let's go ahead and start off with King of the Fair Lamps.
Yeah.
And you know what? We're just going to keep it up. I'm going to add a Gigabyte from deck to hand.
Yeah.
Alright, now since I control Spellcaster, I can special summon that Gigabyte,
Yep.
and I will Exceed Summon.
I'm still a little behind here.
Gotta love DB. So I'll overlay these two now and go into another rank 4, and in this case, I don't want your Cosmo to float, and this one can be targeted, so I think what I'm gonna do first is I'm going to Exceed Summon into another King of the Fair Lamps,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna detach that Trick Clown to search a monster.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you know it, I'm going to add another copy of Gigabyte down. Pay 1,000 for Trick Clown,
Yeah.
and once again, I will special summon the Gigabyte.
Yeah.
No surprise here, we're going to Exceed Summon once again, and this time I'm going to get to make my 101 honor art.
That's a problem.
I'll detach 2 and attempt to take your Slip Rider.
Yeah, that is perfectly fine.
All right. Next, we'll go to battle.
Yeah.
We'll go Imp over Bulb. Arco for the Raiden.
And that'll be game 1.
No way, I can't believe this worked.
Alright. I gotta go ahead and take game 1 here. Is not expecting to see any form of Pepe.
I don't know if I'd call it Pepe, but I mean...
I'd call it a pay. Let's think here. I guess this one's pretty easy here. I'm just going to go ahead and start off by normal summoning Wicked Witch. Kind of risky here, but I'm going to go ahead and banish it. And special summon Dark Destroyer.
You're not even going to use it as an interruption to pop my cards?
Nah, bro. I want the big body on field.
Alright, can't target it.
Set and activate Cosmo Town. And we'll pass there.
Alright, starting turn. I don't know if I'm more mad that I'm staring at a Dark Destroyer or the fact that you just threw it in front of my face without even trying to pop on my turn, just to kind of put insult to injury. Because, yeah, this is a little rough here. Oh, man, how do I out a Dark Destroyer? That's crazy. That's a secret rare, too. Wow. Technically, I can do something, but it's kind of ugly. Let's just go ahead and normal summon a Trick Clown.
Yeah.
Alright, and I control a spellcaster, so we're going to special summon Gigabyte.
Yeah.
And, just like last time, King of the Fair Lamps.
Yeah.
Alright, detach the Clown to search.
Yep.
Alright, I'm going to add a card to hand this time. You know what? I'm going to do this again. I'm going to add a Lizard Draw.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to pay 1,000 for the Clown. Next, I'm going to special summon Hat Trick.
Yeah.
Okay. And the next seed summon once again. In this case, I'm going to go into Berserk. Summon okay?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, we are going to activate the effect.
Yeah.
Very similar to Armory Arm. And I'm going to equip it.
Yeah.
Alright, so next, I think I'm just going to go straight to the battle phase.
Yeah, so that's what, 500 points?
It gains 1,200 attack, so it's at 35.
Alright.
Let's attack.
Yeah, I'll take that.
No way. There's no way that went through.
And I'll have to activate the effect of Dark Destroyer Engrave.
Okay, sounds good.
So I'll banish and special summon a level 7 or lower Cosmo.
Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and special summon Forerunner.
Okay. That one's equally as annoying. Main phase 2 here. Let's, This is a little awkward. I guess to be safe, I'm going to put 2 scales though.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to pendulum summon one.
Yeah, that's fine.
I will set a card. And I'll pass.
Yeah, draw. Let's think here. Alright, at standby. We'll gain 1,000 life points because of Forerunner's effect. I'm going to go ahead and activate the effect of Cosmo Town. So
Yep.
I'll pay 400. And add Wicked Witch back to hand.
Oh, not Dark Destroyer.
We'll have to have a way to get Dark Destroyer out, which is the main problem.
True. Very true.
Next up, I'm going to go ahead and normal summon Wicked Witch.
Sounds good.
And then I'm going to go ahead and activate E-Telly.
It's been a while since we played this. Yep.
And I'm going to go ahead and grab my Mind Master.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go ahead and tribute the Witch for Mind Master effect. and special summon a second Wicked Witch.
Okay.
I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and go to battle here.
Okay.
This is permanent, right? The Rhapsody boost?
Correct.
And let's just go ahead and have Wicked Witch attack the Plush Fire.
Alright. And I'll activate Plush Fire's effect to summon Performance.
Yeah.
I think in this case scenario, I will just special summon Damage Juggler.
Yeah. And I'm gonna go ahead and have the Forerunner attack the Damage Juggler.
Sounds good.
And then I'll go to main phase 2. I think I have to do this. We're gonna go ahead and sink 8.
Okay.
And go into Scarlight.
Ooh, that is a good one. Yep.
And I'm gonna go ahead and activate the effect of my Scarlight. And blow up all special summon monsters on the field.
Okay, that resolves.
And then I'll place one card face down. And pass turn.
Couple options here. Let's start off with simply normal summoning Yada.
Normal summon, huh?
Okay.
Let me see here. Normal summon for some reason. That gives you that shuffle card. I do not like that I'm doing this. We were warning the Yada.
No, don't do it. I got the pendulum. Okay, so well, that does negate the summon, so it goes to grave. So at least I can't pendulum back out. Alright, well, I will now activate my Damage Juggler in the Grave to search.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta do it. I'm gonna add Trick Clown to him.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna pendulum summon.
Yeah.
Bring out the plush and the clown.
Yeah.
I'll go overlay, make a second king,
Feral.
and detach the Trick Clown. And next I'm gonna add Gigabyte.
Yeah.
Clown's effect.
Yeah.
Bring it back. And once again, I can make another Exceed.
Yeah.
And in this case, I think what I want to do. Let's do that. I already used my normal. Well, I just got to do this. It's not enough for game, but I got to get that thing off the board.
Yeah, that is valid.
I'll go to battle and Pookie for 44.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Ugh,
No cards in hand.
that's rough. I guess I'm gonna have to start off by activating the effect of my Cosmo Town.
Okay.
So I will pay 800 to add Destroyer back to hand.
Sounds good.
And we'll leave it up to fate here, because I will activate the second effect of Cosmo Town and reveal the Dark Destroyer in hand and shuffle it back and then draw again.
Oh no. Not like this.
Here we go. Damn it, it's not what I wanted to see.
Up for that Shadal fusion, huh?
At the hope I live to see one last turn, I have to do the classic T set and pass.
Alright. Starting turn. Go to main phase 1,
Yeah,
and I'll detach the search.
yeah.
In this case, I think just to be safe, I'm going to add Part Naga to hand.
Yeah,
And I'll go to battle.
yeah.
First will be the King.
Ugh, I gotta do it. Let's go Mirror Force.
Oh, alright. Well, I mean, the 101 lives, but
Yeah.
you got a monster to save you. Okay. That's all I got.
This is gonna be it here. Oh. Let's see. Other than to play defensively and pray, basically.
Come on, monster. Kind of regret not searching another monster. Ah. Alright. Battle phase. Oh, we got the bulb.
Here we
This
go.
is crazy.
Oh
Can't
my
believe I'm top deck.
god. Alright, bulb effect, here we go. Oh. Man. All the weeks I decided to cut that particular card, it had to be this week. I'm gonna go ahead and set one and pass.
Oh, we got the wall. Alright. You know what? I just gotta get the body out there. Normal summon, retaliating C.
Yeah.
Let's go attack. Attack. Okay.
Here we go, draw. Oh, thank God. Let's go, Cosmo Wicked Witch.
Okay, got a monster.
And we're just gonna go ahead and go to battle here and attack over the retaliating sea.
Alright, I will take 500 and I will activate its effect.
Yeah.
And I will add from deck to hand a copy of my Egyptian God card.
Oh, unfortunately. I think I just gotta end it there.
What are the odds you have Dark Destroyer in hand? I feel like if it is, I just lose. I'm going to enter main phase 1.
Yeah.
I will normal summon Performance Plush Fire.
Yeah.
Special summon Gigabyte.
Yeah.
Exceed Shogun.
Yeah.
Oh man. We're gonna go into once again
Yeah.
another Fairlimbs. Attach and search.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I guess I've searched them all. Oh no. Well then, this is awkward.
I don't know. You're in a pretty good spot here.
I mean, I've only searched a bunch of cards, but this is a little awkward. Damn. I hope that doesn't cost me the game.
Oh,
Let's try to go to battle.
it will not. That will be it.
Oh! Oh, wow.
So this week, I pulled a bunch of support from like multiple archetypes, but nothing solid across the board. Like I pulled a bunch of DDs, but I didn't pull any of the, the heavy hitters for the DD archetype. I pulled some Magispectors, but not enough to actually make the deck work. The Cosmos was probably the best I pulled, but we're missing a Farm Girl, so it was really just, what do I want to do this week that isn't Shadows? I tossed the Shadows in just because they're reliable, and I figured if you were on Shadows, it'd be nice to have like Super Poly targets. But this week was just kind of a pile to see what we could get to do. I figured that you might be on some Performa Pel or Magician kind of thing.
Really?
But
Funny.
I didn't think it'd be as efficient as it was.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm missing a bunch of cards from the Pepe lineup that would make the deck actually work, which is why I had to skip out on it despite pulling a lot of the good support. I'm missing just those few key cards that actually make the deck run.
Well, if I'm being completely honest, this deck literally is King of the Fairlimb Turbo. That's all it is I just throw this guy out because I'll go ahead and mill out the deck here, but I have a high scale and a low scale of that are reptiles, and basically I can use the imp to search out anything to complete my scale. And then in addition, if I already have my scales, then obviously it gets me more extenders because of the Gigabyte works really great because the Performages and even the Magispectors are all spellcasters. So pretty cool. I actually had a decent Magispector core pull, I guess. Nothing okay, it wasn't crazy, but I mean, the main reason I wanted to play this was because I pulled a Kirin today, and I didn't get a Bumbuku, which is unfortunate, but I felt like the weird thing about Kirin in this deck specifically is, I don't know if you noticed, but my highest scale is 6. So I'm like never pendulum summoning this. It's always like tribute summon.
Yeah.
But in the future, maybe if I get more pendulum support, maybe I can make it work. I did get a good Ignite Cord, but like, at least for the monsters, but I really didn't have like a win condition outside of just fill the grave up, or fill the extra deck up and then like throw a bunch of bodies on the field and try to OTK, and I didn't really like that. And the Magispectors, I got all the commons, which I'm sure you did too, but
Yeah.
I basically got like 3 of the Yada, and I got 3 of the Fox. They're all commons. Oddly enough, though, I only pulled 1 of these Storms, which is a common, which actually really hurt me, but I did get lucky, and I did get one of the super rares, which is the Cyclone, which is, a defensive card. So that's actually one of the things that motivated me as well, because now, whether I'm normal summoning Fox or the Yada, I have an interruption because I have the pseudo Psalm Strike of the deck, which is here in my hand. So that's really good. I also got lucky. I didn't get Bumbuku, but I did get an ultra rare for the deck. I did get the Tornado, which is essentially the Karma Cut. So really, the theory of the deck was, I'm going to play a rank 4 engine with the Juggler, and, I'm going to basically take the Performage engine, throw it in the deck with Gigabytes, use it as a toolbox rank 4 engine, while also having the utility to complete the scales of the Magispectors, because the Magispectors are inherently really slow, and I actually didn't really get to see it. I actually had an opportunity this game to get my Magispector line online, but I searched the Lizard Draw instead of the Partanaga, which would have allowed me to pendulum out the Necomana instead, which would have been way better, because I also had this Tempest set, so I would have been in a way better position, but I totally misplayed searching a high scale instead of a low scale. But I guess it worked out. I even sided Kaijus on the off chance you were on Cosmos, and it's so funny, I side decked, and I actually forgot to side the Kaijus in. I have to ask, how many did you get a decent Kaiju lineup, or what was your Kaijus looking like?
So I pulled 1 of the Fire Kaijus, and then I pulled 1 Gamma Seal. So that's as good as I can get with the Kaijus, I guess, really.
My Kaijus were kind of blessed, and because I didn't get really any Cosmo support at all. I think I might have hit a Slip Rider, and I was really disappointed because I wanted to try out Cosmo. Then really outside of that, it was really low rarity decks that I was playing with, like the Performages here, and what do you call the Magispectors? But I did wind up hitting 2 Gamma Seal, and I also hit 2 of the Earth, the bug one as well, and I also hit 2 of the Dark and 1 Fire. So I've got a really nice Kaiju lineup, maybe in the future for whenever Slumber comes into the game. But at the end of the day, all I cited was 2 of the Gamma Seal today, but when the game gets faster, you never know. That might actually be something. And honestly, I really regret not citing it in, because you went turn 1 Dark Destroyer, and I had to make this horrible play where literally any back row would have stopped that play. And the fact that you had no back row to stop it just guaranteed the game right there.
I run 8 traps, and I drew Itelli, the hard one of.
How was your wheels this week?
Not too great. I think I pulled the common and a rare. I pulled Lazui, and I forgot what the other one was.
I'm getting a little used to these winners wheels, man. They're treating me pretty decent.
I don't know. Maybe I should have stuck with Shadow this week. It would have been a good one, but I don't know. I wanted to shake things up this week because I didn't want to play Shadow 3 weeks in a row.
I was a little horrified if you were going to play Dolls, because this deck just throws extra deck monsters out like crazy. So I'm kind of glad you pivoted, but yeah.
I don't know.
I know you were supposed to be kind of pivoting away from, I mean, what is this? I don't know. Episode 8. Have I dropped a game, season 2 yet? I know I've dropped a game, but I don't know if I've dropped a match.
No, not a single match yet.
Wow.
Every time I've come
for
close, the deck just bricks on me, which has been pretty insane. Like, I think I have like a brick record, but
Well, maybe next time. I mean,
Yeah.
I really like mixing it up, but I think for the sake of mixing it up, we got to go with consistency over spice.
hopefully. Cosmos would have been fun, but missing a couple key cards, which is a recurring theme in my pools over the past few weeks.
Same.
But hopefully next week will be better. So until then, peace.